Welcome back to another episode of Allowed to Ask, a First Rounds on Media production. While we focus a lot on dating here, obviously, it's important to acknowledge that dating can feel intimidating. That's why safety is at the top of priority for First Rounds on Me. With standout features like profile verification and automated check-in messages during your date, First Rounds on Me ensures that your dating experience is as safe as it is intentional. Okay. Welcome back to another episode of Allowed to Ask. It's just my mother and I today. I almost said tonight. So a solo episode. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Dan, what's up?
Why
It's been a minute
are you being so weird?
because I was just zoning out for a second.
You have your glasses on today.
Oh,
No, I like you. Look
well,
like
it's
a
also
hot nerd.
to read my little cue cards
But you never usually have your
in
glasses
case I
on.
run out of stuff to talk about.
No, never with us. So we thought it'd be a good idea just for us to sit down one-on-one, get some alone time because we never get that, and reintroduce ourselves because we're so grateful, but we have a bunch of new listeners and followers on social media.
And
so
wonderful followers, very engaging.
very engaging, very curious, keeping curious guys. So we thought it would be fun to do a little introductory moment, to share a little few fun facts about each other. But we could also just start with like
But we could also start because these people don't even know why we started this.
totally. I'll do that. Or do you want to do that?
You could do
I
that. But first of all, we're mother-daughter.
Right. In case you thought my mother with her Botox was my sister, she's my mother. But I must say, you actually do get stopped on the street and people ask if you are my sister. I hate to break it.
Okay, good.
No, you're with me when that happens.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I learned instead of making excuses and being like, oh, thank you.
Yeah. Well,
Thank
I
you to
taught
those
my mom
people.
at her wise age of, I won't say how old you are. Actually, yeah, fun fact. How old are you?
61.
At 61, I taught my mom how to say thank you. Because someone would compliment her and she'd be like, I'm so fat. My hair
See,
looks
but
fat.
I learned from you.
Yeah, no, thank God.
Still learning.
Still learning. So why don't you give me like a 30-second like elevator pitch about who you are first? Like give me just like about you before you share fun facts about me.
Oh,
Like give me your vibe.
my vibe.
Yeah, your vibe.
I live in Westchester.
Nice.
Married.
How many lovely years?
Long time. 30-something years.
No, how many years?
I honestly don't even know.
I think it's 32.
No, I think it could be 34.
It's not 34. You know what?
33.
You know, my dad's always listening and he's always fact checking. So let me know
Yeah,
how
he'll
many
cir-
years you've
he'll,
been.
he'll circle
We'll
back.
circle back.
Just life is good.
No,
You know?
tell me more about you. Like, you have 2 kids.
I have 2 kids.
Where are you from?
I grew up in Queens. Now I live in Westchester.
You just said that. Why am I holding your hand through this process?
I don't know. I'm just having a hard time introducing myself. In the summer, I'm lucky. I live in the Hamptons. I get to see my kids every weekend.
She's soon to be a Florida mom.
Yeah, life is good. Like, I'm happy. Everything's good. And, being a parent, it was a lot of hard work in the beginning, but now I'm kind of reaping the rewards.
You've been an empty nester for like 10, 12, 13, 14, 15
Right.
years now.
And it'll be so good once you get the rest of your stuff out of the house.
Never concierge service till I die. Okay, fun facts about me, or just
fun
I'll
facts.
introduce myself. My name is Danielle. Most people call me Danny. I'm 27, 28 next week. Oh, is this coming out on no, this is coming out the day before my birthday. So if you're listening to this on the Tuesday, my birthday is tomorrow. Turning 28, which in my eyes sounds significantly older than 27. Can you believe you have like 2 children, one in your late 20s and one in their 30s?
It is crazy to think about it, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
also.
Yeah. I went to Syracuse University, studied advertising. I now have my own business. I do social media management strategy for a bunch of different brands. I'm currently getting my Pilates certification. And I have this podcast with my mom. So we just love adding things to my to-do list.
Right. But I love that you go after what you want. Like, you're never stagnant and you keep moving.
No, but I don't think I was always like that, TBH.
No, but I remember when you were young, we had this thing. I forgot how old you were. I think you were a teenager. And you'd be like, I'm so bored. And I was like, you know what, Danny?
Boredom is
a
a luxury. Yes. And
So-
I speak that so truthfully in my elderly
'Cause
age.
wouldn't you love to be bored now?
Yeah, I would love to sit on my ass, but I also don't know how to sit on my ass because I have a sickness, and it's called the Janus Crevet sickness,
Correct.
where you don't know how to sit down. You always need to accomplish and do.
Right, and I laugh. I get into bed at night. I must get out of bed 4 times.
4 times because I have
Oh, random
OCD
shit,
also.
yeah.
I'm like, is my flat iron off? I didn't even use my flat iron today.
Wait, no, that goes into the fun facts.
Oh, okay. So we thought it'd be fun to share fun facts about each other. So do you want to start? Just like rip through
No,
them?
you go first because I'm curious.
No, I'm curious.
No,
Okay,
I'm dying
fine.
to
Or
know.
rock, paper, scissors. Who goes first? Rock, paper, says. Scissor says.
Never
Ready?
do that.
Rock, paper,
Paper,
scissors
scissors,
says.
says.
Shoot. What's wrong? Okay, well, what'd you do?
This.
One more time. Rock, paper, scissors says. Shoot. Oh, I lost. Okay. Okay.
I don't even know what I was doing or how to.
My mother you need 8 to 9 hours of sleep, like every single night.
Correct.
Like you are kind of like a teenager in the sense where you need your sleep.
Right, and I think sleep is important because I am always thinking about the next step, and it's the only time
Your mind is
my
off.
brain just disconnects.
I find that even when I'm sleeping, my brain isn't off because the past few nights when I've been going to bed, I've been doing like the Pilates sequences that I'm learning in my head. I'm like, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can't sleep. And then when I'm sleeping, I'm doing it in my sleep too. So can't relate. Fact check me on this one. You've never had an iced coffee in your life, only hot coffee.
Correct.
Like never had coffee with ice.
No, because I have my coffee in the morning. I
And you
always make
prefer
at
it to
home.
be in a paper cup versus a mug.
100%.
Yeah.
I still drink it in a paper cup.
Mm-hmm.
Makes some people crazy. Actually, my son, because he thinks it's a waste. But I use the same cup.
No,
for
I'm
4
like team water
days.
bottles. Like, sorry, planet. Like, love plastic.
Right. And yeah, I make my coffee, and I'm also one and done. Like there's a lot of women.
Yeah, but your cup of coffee is
right. But there's women at
ginormo.
4:00 who like go and have like a cup of coffee. You know, I'd rather have like a muffin-ish.
yeah. We love an
As you could tell.
afternoon muff. Okay, you've had a nose job.
Yes.
Anything to elaborate on that? How old
Um,
were you? I always forget you had a
16,
nose
right
job.
before I went to college.
Nice.
It always bothered me.
I didn't get a. I mean, I didn't get a bad nose. Luckily,
No, you have a good nose.
you had a honker. I don't think I've ever really seen
No,
you.
it's like wide in the bridge and like a little funky here. But I didn't go to like the Dr. Diamond that everybody went to, and then they have the nose with the 2 pinches in here.
oh
just
no,
went
you
to a
have a
regular
really good
ENT.
nose.
Thanks, Dan.
You're welcome. We never talked about that. You might kill me for this one. You have the world's longest tongue.
Correct, I do.
Do we want to show the camera? or
No, I can't show the camera.
Maybe one day we'll put it on TikTok or something.
Yeah, we'll do it on TikTok, just something.
But it's
like fresh and jazz.
actually, it's kind of disgusting, kind of wild.
Yeah, I'm very blessed.
She's
Served me well.
disgusting. You hate Indian food, smelly cheeses, peanut butter, and olives.
Correct. I have eaten olives. I have never tried peanut butter. Ever.
And you fucked me up in the sense where I grew up thinking I hated all of these things, and I love all of them except for peanut butter.
Right.
You've never even tried peanut butter.
Never tried peanut butter, but my brother Phil, I had an older brother. He passed away many years ago. And just the way he ate it grossed me out. He used to put it on the spoon and lick the spoon.
Oh, that's why you don't like it?
Yeah, but I also don't like the smell. I don't like the
Mhm.
consistency. It just doesn't do it for me.
No, I'm simpatico
You
with you
thought
there.
of good ones.
No, I know. I'm creative for a reason. You used to work in the swimwear world.
Yes, swimwear business.
Yep. And it was shapewear swimwear. So like basically Spanx for swimwear.
Right. So I always worked for designer swimmer, and then the last job was slim suit, lose an inch, gain the glamour. And my boss was a genius, but not a good bullwoman. But
Do you know where she is these days?
I've looked her up actually, and I think she's still alive. She was great.
Oh,
She was
nice.
such a cool lady. But she developed a bathing suit that had an inner lining.
Like
before-
a corset kind of.
Yeah, before Spanx even came out.
Or
And you
Skims.
or Skims. Well, Skims is recent.
Yeah.
Spanx is a long time ago.
Yeah.
And you used to have to like roll it up on your body. But God forbid you were
And,
wet
and it snatched you.
and you had to go to the bathroom. Yeah, and it was shipped with a tape measure. So you would put the suit on and you see you lost inches. It was really brilliant. She was
Lose
brilliant.
an inch, gain the glamour.
Yeah.
Creative, I
Swimsuit.
like that. Swimsuit. You used to be a huge drinker, maybe druggy before having kids.
Correct.
Did you stop because you were just like drinking and partying a lot, or just because you had kids and you're like, I need to grow up?
No,
Because there are a lot of adults obviously who still drink, and you're cold turkey.
right. So drugs, I started at 13.
What was your first drug you did?
Oh God, I don't even remember.
Like
Probably
cocaine?
like 2 anoles or secanols or usually downers.
What's a 4-in-all?
Okay, whatever. It was just where I grew up.
What's a 2-in-all? What would that make
a
you feel
downer?
like?
Like a Quaalude.
Compared to like a
upper.
modern day drug.
I don't even know what I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I'm not in the drug world
Okay.
anymore.
You did a drug at 13 years old?
Yeah, but you remember I had older brothers.
So you were like
and I hung out
ripping
with them.
bar mitzvahs on
You know
drugs?
what? Where I grew up, my brothers had bar mitzvahs.
Did you have a bar mitzvah?
I didn't have a bat mitzvah, but I did go to Hebrew school. Didn't really go, but
Oh yeah, didn't you used to like walk in the front door and leave the back door?
Correct.
Yeah.
Spend
I
time
think
at
I
the
used to
deli.
hide in the bathroom, so you taught me well.
Yeah. And drinking, I kind of just did it. So I started so early that by
Yeah.
the time I was like 27, 28, I was just done.
Yeah,
Like-
that's funny because I'm
You're-
27, 28, and I was done at like 26.
Right.
But yeah, like people always ask me, why don't you drink? And I just kind of say like, I was just kind of done with it.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, I still dabble here and there. I'm not cold turkey, but like sometimes there doesn't need to be a reason.
Right. But I also used to do it like just go to the bars and it was so crowded and it was just
Yeah.
easier to be buzzed.
But I think we talked about this, but there wasn't like you said you stopped drinking when you had Jordan, my brother, but that's not true because
Oh.
the toilet, Dad told me a story, the
Yeah.
toilet was childproof and you came home wasted and you threw up on top of the
Correct.
toilet.
That was like probably really when I stopped.
Yeah. And then I remember you gave me this like long necklace one time when I was like younger and I was like putting it in my mouth, like chewing on it. And you go, "Oh, Danny, stop. I probably threw up on that necklace when I was younger."
Right. Because when I was young, I had a long necklace and the guy I met Dad from,
Mhm.
who was my old college boyfriend,
Hmm.
I was visiting him in Florida and again got wasted. And we used to have a thing called a charm holder.
Mm.
Like it was like a long necklace and you put all your charms on. Like I got sick that night. My charm holder opened up. I lost all my charms.
Where? Like in your vomit?
Yeah, like I didn't know. I didn't realize it till the next morning.
But the one charm that lasted ended up in your daughter's mouth 16 years
So
later.
you'll never get a charm necklace. It's somewhere in Gainesville, Florida.
Bummer. You wanted 3 kids,
100%.
but my dad did not want 3 kids.
So I wanted a boy and a girl.
Blessed. You're
Um,
blessed. That's lucky.
Yeah, very.
And you wanted a boy first and a girl second.
100%.
And you wanted a boy Jordan, girl Danielle,
correct.
which is what she has, by the way.
Right. So I had both, and then I really wanted another one.
Hmm.
And Dad was insistent. No. Which he usually is a nice guy, so I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, but it's between being a nice guy and like having a third child.
I know, but still, I mean, I could handle it. I was a great mom.
Yeah.
And then 9/11 happens, which we don't have to get into that story. But I was like, then when I finally, because he worked in the World Trade Center, I
Yeah.
was like, oh my God, he's alive. And then I was like, I'm gonna have another kid.
Yeah.
But then he was adamant
No.
that he didn't want it.
Yeah. In that world, happy wife, happy life was not apparent.
No.
Mm-mm.
But now I'm okay with it. I really wish. I always wanted you to have a sister.
I would hope
That
you're okay with it. If you were like bummed you didn't have another kid, I'd be like, are we not fulfilling enough?
No, you're very fulfilling, but I really wanted it for you because I grew up with
could
2
give
brothers.
two
Right.
shits
So it
about
all
having
worked out.
a sibling.
So it all
If
worked
anything, I'd want another brother.
Right. So
But I don't even know about that because like one brother is fine.
Right. So it all worked out.
And a middle child, like that's not my energy.
Right.
Middle child.
But wait, I just read something the other day on Instagram that the middle child is usually the most good looking.
You believe that shit?
That's just a joke, but I did read it.
You're very active on Instagram these days. I
well,
woke up to 4 things that you shared with
But
me.
sometimes I cry. Like,
Yeah, you're
not
on like the
necessarily the
dumbest
thing,
type of social media.
but it's the comments that kill me.
yeah.
They
You
kill
have
me.
to go straight to the comments on
Yeah.
things like that. Okay, my last one is you don't know how to pronounce words that end in ER.
Okay, well, you had a problem with your R's too, but
I did.
don't-
I went to a speech pathologist.
But I don't see that. So
Say blender.
blender.
No, like in a sentence. Like I'm using the blender.
I'm using the blender. I'm using the blender.
I'm using the blender. Okay, those were mine.
You love making fun of me.
It's my favorite hobby.
Okay.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, a couple things about Danny.
Yeah.
She's scared of spiders.
Petrified. I was wondering what you would say. Yeah, I forgot about that. And Halloween season is always very, very hard for me because, I mean, I'm a Halloween baby almost. But,
And it is one of your favorite times of year.
well, just because my birthday, I love fall. It's the best season on the planet. You can't tell me otherwise. Not just because it's my birthday, but I'm still scared of plastic spiders too. So, and all the Halloween decor. So, walking in the streets of Manhattan right now are pretty petrifying for me.
And
There's
I've
fake
tried
spiders
over
everywhere.
the years. First of all, I wanted you to get a spider tattoo. I thought you could get over it. Like if you looked at it, you'd be like, all right, it's nothing.
That is literally the last. Kind
college-
of smart, but it's the last thing I would ever get.
Remember in college, I bought you that 6-foot spider?
Well, yeah.
You opened it up and you threw it in the trash. You didn't
Well,
even
I
open it all
texted
up.
my mom like a week before, and one of the first weeks of college. I remember this girl in college like was joking around and like threw a fake spider at me, and I was like so petrified, so scared. And I called my mom and I was like, I need to get over this fear. Like, it's just so irrational. It's so stupid. So she comes for like parents' weekend, which happens to be my birthday. So she's giving me birthday gifts, put my hand into a bag, and I feel this like long, fuzzy leg. I start hysterically crying. Yeah, screw you. You're getting the heebie-jeebies. And I threw it at her.
And you remember I had plastic spiders that I wanted to put in your lunch? I still have
Yes,
them.
what do you mean you wanted to put in my lunch? You would put them in my
Yeah.
lunch. Anyway,
I think we had another spider thing too. That was funny, but I don't remember.
no, we had that fake rat in
We
our
still have it.
in our food pantry.
And you
at
know what?
home.
You're going to do that once.
You be a dick to my kids?
it's
Yeah,
funny.
probably.
You're also scared of haunted houses, but that goes along with the spider.
Basically, I shouldn't be born this time of year, but
right.
it's here.
This is a fun fact about you because it's so not fun for me that you say working out is a mood booster.
Oh yeah.
me,
Well,
it's
that's
like
that's
torture.
science.
Yeah, but it's not to me. Oh, fun fact you could have said about me is I've never done a sit-up. It's beginning to show, but I've never done a sit-up. Okay, how about
No, we did SLT once together in Southampton, which is reforming Pilates, as most people probably know.
like a
My
torture
mom like
chamber.
didn't know. Yeah, she calls it a torture chamber, and the whole class she's in child's pose, and the woman's like, "Come on, Janice, you got it." She's like, "Leave me be."
No, the woman like next to me is like, this is my 275th class. I'm like, all right.
This is my first fucking sit up.
I pay for your contacts since I gave you bad vision. Okay, how you pulled that one off on me?
You and Dad will always pay for my contacts, like till even when I'm like old and gray, and you guys are no longer living. You're still.
What
paying for my
about when
contacts.
you're like you're married? I still have to pay for your contacts?
Absolutely, there's
Not
no,
his problem then?
no, because the vision is genetic, and you guys fucked me there. I've had glass. Oh, fun fact: I've had glasses since I was 3 years old.
Right.
So I don't even know of a life where I would wake up and put something not in my eyeballs or on my face. So that's your fault.
You brush your teeth 5 times a day.
4, but yeah, 5
Okay.
sometimes. Yep.
You've had every single part of your body lasered.
Facts.
6'11".
Facts. I'm doing touch-ups now as an adult.
Since 11.
But that was the biggest blessing you ever did for me.
yeah.
Like I was like 13 and you were throwing me in that laser
Yeah, we don't
studio.
like hair.
We don't like hair.
And you have a little Greek in you, so sorry.
So we get hairy.
You love to cuddle.
Love
You're
to
a touchy
cuddle.
chick.
I am very handsy.
You're super organized.
Very organized.
This
Got
is
that
a-
from my mama.
This is a little, which is very important for a lot of
Yeah,
stuff
but like,
going
is it
on in life.
organization? Am I organized or am I OCD? You can go either way.
Right. You're smiling 90% of the time.
True, unless it's a spider.
Willing to go after what you want, even if it's you have to push yourself out of your comfort zone.
Fun fact about you is you don't use full sentences. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, when you were young, you were so cute, and you were so cute to look at, and I dressed you
Oh,
so
I know
cute.
where this is going.
And you'd come running up, and you had the worst breath. We didn't figure it out for
knew
quite
you were
some
gonna
time.
say
It was,
this.
like deadly.
Yeah, no. When I was like a baby, I had chronic bad breath.
What was that?
I don't know.
What was I feeding you?
That's it actually is your fault too.
Yeah.
But we nipped that in the bud when
Yeah.
I was.
At 3, I should have been worried about your gut health.
Yeah. Now we're just worrying about it.
You usually, when you leave your apartment, you always have to go back to make sure your straight iron is off,
Straight iron.
flat iron, whatever. Wait, and you love making fun of your mother.
Straight iron.
When you go to the bathroom, you always have a fear that it's not going to flush. At first, when you said, let's do this, I was like, oh, I can't really think of anything.
No, I do. My biggest fear second to spiders, maybe even first, is clogging someone else's toilet.
Yeah. Which you've done before.
No, this is a funny story. I clogged my own toilet. I was dating this guy and we went on a date. We were seeing each other for a bit. He came back to my apartment.
I wonder who that was.
He's married now. I'll tell you after.
Oh.
He came back to my apartment. Like, we were just hanging out, whatever. And then he was like, oh, my brother is like locked out of my apartment. He's staying with me. Like, I need to go help him out. And I thought he was like just like blowing me off. And so he's like, I gotta go. He like ran so quickly. And I was like, oh, it kind of sucks. But I was like, great, I have to go to the poop. So I went to the bathroom, and my toilet in my first apartment in New York City was like actually meant for like a newborn. And I clogged the toilet. And so next thing you know, I'm sitting on the toilet and he calls me and he's like, I'm in your hallway. Like, he got the spare key, like the door I'm in, I'm coming back. I'm like, I have the plunger in one hand, the phone in the other. I'm like, perfect. I'm like, plunge in the toilet. So yeah, that's my biggest fear. Didn't you have a story once when you were younger?
No, it wasn't me. It was my college roommate.
Oh, what was it again?
It was a girl, Bernadette.
Bernadette, beep. Like, is she gonna listen to this?
Who knows? So she was dating.
Don't need to cut that part out.
And we'll see.
Okay.
She was dating. Yeah, take out her last name. She was dating a guy, and she went to the bathroom and clogged the toilet. So she took toilet paper and threw it out the window.
Through the shit.
Yeah, out the window on toilet paper. And then his mom pulled up and goes, "Why is there shit in the toilet paper in the driveway?"
That's horrible.
You're allergic to peaches.
Okay, that's like such a stretch.
Okay.
But like, yeah.
When you were young, you could not remember anything from a textbook.
Nothing.
But you could remember every song and every dance.
That still is true.
That's all I got.
Those are good ones. Those are really good. I'm proud of you putting your thinking cap on.
Yeah, my thinking cap was like screwed on.
Yeah, no, you were stressy for this episode.
I was a little because I was prepared and I did my homework for the guests. So I was like done and feeling good. And it was like 71 degrees out yesterday and gorgeous.
What does that have to do with this?
I did my homework.
Does it take you all day? Okay. That was really fun. Thank you for doing that with me. Okay, so I think next we wanted to talk about cuffing season, which we feel like is a term that's been around for a few years now, but even more.
It's like a new term.
It's not. It's been like around for like probably 3-4 years.
It's not
but
a Hallmark
new to you.
holiday.
It's definitely not a Hallmark holiday. Well, it could be a Hallmark holiday.
I mean, your whole generation, you like make up stuff.
No, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But we're gonna sit here and talk about it in an episode.
Yeah.
So how would you? Well, we'll talk about cuffing season and just kind of like how we think. Like what that really means to us and how we think people can really go out of their way to be confident and how to meet new people in different ways.
But cuffing season is this time of the year when people want to connect with somebody else and be cozy for the cold winter months.
Totally. And it's not even just like cold winter months. Like it could be like if you live in Florida, for example. It's still just, I guess it's more so cold winter months. But like, I guess it's a Northeast holiday in a way. But right. It's a time where people start to, in a way, cuffing seasons like put pressure on people, I feel like, to try to find someone for the winter or the fall to, you know, have someone to cozy and cuddle up with, and because no one wants to do anything in the winter or these colder months. So going into just like how people can really, at least this time of year when it's so really nice out, like in my eyes, this is like the most perfect, gorgeous weather to like be outside with your friends and meet people. I know we both thought of ways that people can go out of their way to meet someone, to whether they, you know, want to meet someone or just like get comfortable in their skin. Because in my eyes, honestly, cuffing season could be like cuffing yourself, like, you know, feeling good in yourself, getting confident with yourself so you can meet someone who compliments you.
Right. Well, you have to feel good in yourself to open up and meet somebody. But cuffing season, it's good that it's now, because then also you have the pressure of the holidays and, you know, it all
with family members asking if you're dating anyone.
Yeah. You know, your aunt with the coleslaw coming out of her mouth, like, you dating anyone? And like, you know, but I'm just saying, and if you're alone, it's, you shouldn't feel bad, and they don't mean to make you feel bad, but you feel bad.
Yeah. So what are some ways that you wrote down that you think people, at least this time of year before cuffing season, or even just ways to like cuff yourself down, get confident and comfortable? What are some ways that people can, you know, start to meet other people outside of their little circle, and branch out, as you say?
Well, the first thing is people need to put down their phones and attempt to connect. I
Okay.
feel like nobody is aware of their surroundings when they're walking on the street. You could be walking next to someone nice next to you. I mean, it blows my mind. I drive in here, people are like staring at their phones crossing the street. They don't even look up. Like
Yeah, no,
nothing.
that's just stupid because you can get hit by a car,
Right, but
but
nothing crazy is going on your phone. So I think people need to disconnect a little, which made me think of a
oh
story when
god.
you used to live in that same apartment with the toilet. Remember we were
The
walking
apartment with the toilet.
we were walking and remember there was like a dog and the dog was so cute and so was the guy and I wanted to run across the street. Like you have to really
You didn't finish that story there. My mom and I were literally yanking each other like we were playing tug of war because she was trying to get me to cross the street with her to introduce myself to this guy. But it was just like, I'm down to do that, but I don't need my mom with me when I do that.
I know it's
But
just
now
so
thinking about it, it would have been kind of iconic.
like who
So.
cares?
No, literally, who cares?
Right, but I think it's hard for people to put themselves out there. So I think you have to put in the work to make yourself feel good, be happy.
Okay, but you can't just
but
say be happy. Like, there's a lot of like
No.
facets that come into that have to be like advised.
Okay, but let's talk about suggestions on how to meet people, like where
Okay.
you can meet people. I think it was so much easier when I was young because every time I went somewhere, I met somebody. Like
I also think there wasn't so much thought
tempta-
around
and
it. Oh,
temptation also. Like
no,
I
I
feel-
think probably there was, different, but yeah.
no, but I feel like it's like a candy store out there. It's a different mentality. I feel like other people think there's always going to be something better.
It's a
down the line.
candy store, but people think Pickens are slim. Like, New York just got named actually like the worst city to date in, which is it was like a stat that literally came
Which
out.
is crazy because there's such a huge dating pool.
There is, but there's also I'm gathering my thoughts here before I express what I'm saying. I think dating is such a mindset. Like if people are reading that New York is the worst city for dating, Miami is the worst city, LA, whatever it may be, if that's your mindset on dating, no matter where you are, that's what your dating situation
Right,
is
it's going to be bad.
Like there are times when I was dating where I was like, fuck this sucks. Like I am not meeting anyone great. It's exhausting being a girl dating because you spend so much more time like planning, getting ready, not planning. The guy should be planning that. So call me old fashioned. But there's so much more thought that goes into it. But if you look at it with a perspective of like, it's all just like a perspective shift. If you're looking at it like, okay.
But I always said you could, so the worst thing in life is you have another friend.
Totally.
And I also used to say, girls
got to eat. Even though first dates are probably drinks, girls got to eat. But I think it's just totally a perspective shift. Like if you're sitting there complaining like, ugh, I don't want to go on this date or ugh, I'm not meeting anyone like that. It's like, it's cheesy, but like that's the energy you're going to bring in.
Right,
like
bringing in
if
bad energy.
I remember when I was going on dates, like I was never in the mood. I was getting ready. I was never in the mood to go on a first date at least. In the Uber ride, it's always worse. Like the worst feeling. You're just like, ugh, like fuck this. But once you got there and you change your mindset, the worst thing is like you're meeting someone.
Right.
You're having a conversation about yourself.
Wait, and that's why also that's how this whole podcast started, just to circle back.
Oh yeah, we didn't explain that.
Is because Danny used to call me from the Uber on the way home from dates. And I would try to
I really set myself up for this.
Yeah, I would try to get as much information as possible.
Well, and really, there's not a lot of information to even share after.
Yeah, but I just
date.
even wanted to know if you liked them. But then I think about it like, we don't care if you liked him. Did he like? No, we do care if you liked him.
No, we don't care if he liked
you.
me.
It's all about you.
That would have been a good soundbite moment,
I
but you fucked it up.
definitely have learned through this whole thing too. But then allowed to ask, I want to just, when I used to ask you, like, did you hear from him? Like, no, but that like made you feel bad if you like, whatever. So I'm learning along the way too.
Oh my God.
But that's how we started the whole thing. Because allowed to ask, I would ask her, will you, would you go out with him again? Was he cute? Where did he go? A million
Well, it
questions.
actually, I think
Did you kiss him?
It goes, kissing on first dates is weird. We'll get into that. It also goes back to the first, it goes back even further from when before I was dating. My friends and I used to go out and we would come home and you would be like, am I allowed to ask? I have 2 questions.
Oh, right. I used to pay you for questions.
Yeah, she used
to try to pull information out of you.
Yeah, she used to pay me to answer questions about my night out. And like thinking about it now, what a sick deal. Like nothing really happened when I was out.
No, Danny, you always had the funniest and the best stories.
Did I?
And we're not going to share them now, but you still have funny stories. Like it's a very small world.
Yes, it's a very
everyone
small
circles
world.
back. You just You always have good stories.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I lost my train of thought. We got into a little side tangent.
Okay, so wait, we were talking about though what's a good thing? How could people meet people now more organic? So I was just doing a little deep dive because I like being in the know also, and I have friends who
I
have.
love when you use corporate jargon as a housewife.
Okay. Run clubs. Like, that wouldn't work for me because I still don't know how to run or do a sit up. But, like, what a nice organic way to meet people.
Yes. And there are a fuck ton of run clubs that are not dating focused, but there are also run clubs that are dating focused.
Right. Well, the one that I was focused on.
Right. We want him on the pod and he's ghosting me.
Yeah.
Not ghosting me. He just hasn't even opened my message. So.
And I wanted him already, like, in the beginning.
I messaged him in the beginning and he still hasn't opened it, but we don't need to argue about that here.
Okay. But you supposedly wear black if you're single.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you could run along with them, but
honestly, like, I would like to think myself as like an athletic person.
You went on one run.
I was a part of a run club and went 2 times because then it was like,
but it wasn't a single thing.
It was no. It was like this guy was just starting a run club and I just like found it and joined it. Now it's huge actually, but it became like so fucking cold out. It was winter. I don't love running that much that I wanted to be out. And I don't even run. But I'm just imagining like even being on a date sitting at a bar is exhausting. Imagine like talking by yourself while running 4 miles.
No, but
I'd be like,
no, but you run and then you have drinks after.
Oh, thank you for educating me on that.
Now they have all those dinner parties, which I think is great. Like you go in, you fill out a little thing.
Yes.
And you match with someone. They don't seat them next to you.
So many companies like that.
But I like that. Like I think that'd be so fun.
Yeah, I saw there's one company that, right, you walk in, you fill out like a form of like what you're looking for. And then like the people who run in the back end are like matching you with someone and then you find your match.
I love that.
So fucking smart. It's like the in Sex and the City, the episode where like it's a singles party and you bring someone that you went on a date with but you didn't hit it off with.
Well, see, I always wanted you to do that.
So
smart. I like that. I think that's like a nice.
I know, but the people I used to be with, I don't even want to set anyone
right
up.
There you go. Next,
I put a red flag in their back pocket when they're not looking.
Right, put a sticker on their back.
Yeah, like stay away.
Charity events, like I mean, I know that's not what it's about, but you go out for a good cause, and it's people who are like-minded, like
good
you.
Cause and good relationships.
Correct, good.
Well, yeah, we were talking about the FIDF gala, the Friends of the IDF gala that I went to last year. They have it every year. It's amazing. Me and my 2 best girlfriends went last year and we were cracking up because it was literally a dating app in person. We were like, why do we know that guy? Why do we know that guy?
Of my friends.
Yeah, and we're like, oh, I think I matched with him on an app. Oh, me too.
And the ticket was a little expensive. I was like,
yeah, but it's for charity.
Yeah, and charity. I was like, get it to them for Hanukkah. Buy them a new outfit while you're at it. Just volunteering in general.
Like where?
Volunteer somewhere. It could be at a food pantry. It could be just put yourself out there. You never know who you're going to meet.
Mm-hmm.
If you work remote, get out of your apartment. Sit at a cafe.
So many opportunities to meet other people who are working in cafes.
Yeah. So don't work or look at your screen. Just
I fuck. Yeah. Here on Allowed to Ask, we're not about working. We're about I fucking.
While you're eating a muffin. Join a gym. You used to be very bold in the gym.
Yes, I was very bold in the gym. I'm happy to tell these stories. I have 2 actually. One time I went up to a guy at the gym. We actually ended up seeing each other for a bit, like
Gym
4
boy.
years. We call him Gym Boy. And when I see him now, like,
We've
good terms.
seen him a few times.
Yeah, we saw him this summer. We're like, hey, what's up? How are you? You're like, who is it? I'm like, Gym Boy. You're like, what?
Right. I think it's a little
Yeah, I just saw him at the gym, thought he was super handsome. I went up to him. He was like on a machine. It's weird at the gym though because you have headphones and everyone's very much in their own world. So he was on a machine and it's weird at the gym because you have headphones in. So I remember he said he thought I was asking him like how much longer he had on the machine. But I went up to him and I just said like, hi, like I think this was like my line at the gym.
But
like,
you also work out hard. So it's not like you just go there to like.
No, I love to work out. Right. No, but this was like, no, I'm not like handing out my number like a fucking pack of gum or a protein powder at the gym. So I go up to him and I said, like, you're really my type. Like, I just would have been mad if I didn't introduce myself. Like, I'm Danny. So He told me his name. We ended up like going on like a handful of dates. It didn't work out. Great guy. Nothing ever happened. Nothing bad ever happened. And I pulled that same shit
I remember
when
that.
I joined Equinox again last year, and I went up to this guy, said the same thing. He was like,
Pitched for
he
a
was
different
looking
team.
at me, I must say. And I went up to him and I said the same exact thing. Like, that was my line. Like, you're my type. Would have been mad at myself if I didn't introduce myself. I'm Danny. And he goes, I forgot his name. I'm going to call him like Brad for all it cares. He was like, I'm Brad and I'm gay. I was like, oh my God. So I'm not your type.
Yeah.
And now when I don't go to that gym anymore, but like when I see Brad, I'm like, what's up, Brad?
Right. But it's hard. Not everybody has that personality, but you really do have to get yourself out of the comfort zone. Even
Sure.
doing this podcast, when you said this to me,
I didn't
like,
give you an option, really.
right? But I would do anything just to hang out with you and be with you. You know,
You're
that.
desperate.
I'm not desperate at all. I have a life. But I don't like pictures of me. I don't like the way I speak. I certainly don't like public speaking, but I'm doing it.
You're doing it. I mean, also, like, when I was going up to these guys at the gym and whenever I else used to do that, like, it wasn't, like, easy for me. I still had to, like, think about it. And when I'm walking up there, I'm definitely a little nervous. But in my mind, it's like, what is there
What
to
do you got
lose?
to lose?
Either they say no, politely decline, have a girlfriend, they're a dick, which means you definitely don't want to be with them, or they're gay.
Right. Perfect.
So,
I agree.
perfect.
I think cooking classes, comedy clubs, pickleball. Okay,
Pickleball.
I mean, they have singles events at pickleball. It's fun. You're out there. You could be flirty. You could be interactive. Like you just have to leave your apartment.
Yes.
house.
Yes, I agree. I think it goes a lot further than just leaving your apartment because there has to be some form of confidence within to get yourself to go up to people. Because look, there are many times, like with Jim Boy, for example, like we ended up going on like 4, 5, 6 dates. Like we probably wouldn't have.
Wait, I think I forgot to ask you what happened then. No, I'm kidding.
No, like literally nothing.
Okay.
I think we did. I think honestly, like he just stopped reaching out, and like I just stopped reaching out too. Nothing about happened.
Ghosted?
God forbid. But you have to have some type of confidence in yourself to go up to this because like we probably wouldn't have gone out or even seen each other for a bit if I didn't go up to him.
Right.
Because some guys, honestly, I think are just as nervous, if not more nervous than girls are in that
Right.
situation.
I agree. And then we did have great advice from one of our guests, Alana Dunn.
Love
and I love
her.
it. And I love her. But, you know, she said if you're on the apps, circle back to your old matches because
Mhm.
maybe you didn't have the headspace or maybe you were busy. It's like when somebody texts you, you think you got back to them, but you didn't. Like,
Yeah.
and that's how she met her husband. So I think you need to be take the time and.
Yeah, she posted something about that, like that, a clip from our episode, and there was a lot of controversy around. It sounded wrong when I said it.
Blenda.
There was a lot of controversy around, like, no, like he didn't reach out for a reason or she didn't respond for a reason. I think it can go both ways. Like, my biggest thing with dating is like, what do you have to lose? Like,
Nothing.
what do you have to lose by going up to the person in the cafe, making that eye contact, reaching back out on the dating app?
Yeah,
Like,
you
there's
can't
nothing.
internalize it because you don't even know the person.
You don't even know the fucking
And
person.
it's their loss.
Yeah, I saw this thing once on Instagram where it was like, because like I feel like in Manhattan, like people are probably like looking in each other's eyes like every second. You walk by someone, and it's
No,
like, oh, you're-
everyone's looking at their phones. No one's looking in eyes. That was my point.
Okay, well, I'm adding a different point to the point where I saw on Instagram and it said like, if a girl thinks a guy is cute and you make eye contact with him, and you're walking by him and you walk past each other, but you both like smile at each other, the girl has like a very short 3-second span to turn around because if she's turning around, the guy is looking, he was interested. But
And
if
then what
you
do
look like,
do?
well, then you're supposed to like go up. They didn't get that far, but now I'm finishing it for them. You turn around, you talk to the person.
Right. I like that.
Yeah, it's cute, right?
Wait, I heard a cute little thing when I was at a wedding a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
This is an older guy. He's like in his 50s. He was widowed.
Mm.
He in his community, a bar was having a speed dating event.
That's so cute.
But he didn't feel comfortable putting himself out there going to a speed dating event, but he was kind of intrigued.
I think if I know who you're talking about,
So
he's
he
a very
went-
comfortable guy.
I don't think you know who I'm talking about. We're not going to say.
We're not.
So he went to the event, but sat at the bar, like under the pretense, like I'm just gonna hang out here and have a drink and whatever. Well, it ends up
You watched
they
the
were
speed dating?
short one guy. So they said, we're short one guy. Like, could you join us? And he was like a deer in headlights. But what was he gonna do? Say
It was
no?
probably good because he was put under pressure. And
Put
he
under
did
pressure,
it.
went, met his girlfriend, and they've been together, I think, for like 11 months or a year. Right? So here, like, at least if he was home and didn't even
Wait,
sit at
I
the bar,
love
yeah,
that.
yeah,
It's also nice because he knew the speed dating event was going on.
yeah, he knew what was going on and he was intrigued by it, but he wasn't comfortable enough to join
It's
it.
I like that. He kind of like got in a way forced to do it, which in
Correct.
some way took the pressure off because there was less thinking about it.
Right. It wasn't like he walked in like, oh, I'm here for the speed dating. Like,
Or walked in
yeah,
all shy, like I'm
yeah,
here for the speed
yeah, it
dating.
was good.
I really like
Yeah.
that.
So you have to put yourself out there. It's also laughing.
Put yourself out there and take the pressure off of it. Like
Right.
going on a first date, you're meeting a stranger who's probably just as nervous as you are. And at the end of the day, you're having a conversation with someone.
Right. I was even thinking when I went to the Dead with Jordan in Vegas. So, we're all dancing, everyone's having fun, and I'm talking to the guy next to me, whatever. He actually asked me out on a date. But
Get out of here, you hot bitch.
yeah, he wanted to meet for drinks. Actually lives
with Jordan, who's next to you, who's like high as balls.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, he was so high, and the guy was high too with his friends. But I was laughing, like, I mean, I was thinking of.
Was he like an
pictures of
older
my friends.
guy or like a younger?
Little younger than me?
Oh my god, you
A
cougar!
teacher, he lived in Thornwood.
Like our neighbor.
Yeah, neighbor. That's what was so funny.
Oh.
So you just have to speak to the people. You just don't know.
Wait, you're a hot
Oh,
commode.
hot commodity.
Oh my god, slay, bitch. Okay, I wrote down some places that I used to meet people. One, just I mean, I know your whole thing is this is just your generational thing, but like get out there and meet people. But there are a lot of people who are not comfortable in that way.
Wait, but could I just say one thing also?
Please interrupt.
And there's no pressure. Like in your 20s, when you're that young, whatever.
I'm in my 20s.
I know, but you don't have to have it all figured out.
Right.
But you have to put yourself out there to figure out what you like and don't like.
No, I agree with that.
Like if you're just gonna, there's no just dabble, as you would say.
Dabble, yes. But I think that initial step is definitely very hard for people. So I am a big fan of dating apps. Period.
I think it's great.
I think they're amazing. The dating app First Rounds on Me, also specifically, my hair's in my face, is incredible because it just limits the pressure around things, around the planning. You have to match with someone you have to plan a date to actually match with someone. You can only talk for a certain amount of time on the app.
Great. You don't have to like linger and
right.
tell
It
them
just
your whole
kind
life
of
story.
it goes into the whole like ghosting thing too, like spooky Halloween ghosting. We could talk about ghosting too in Halloween. But there are the dating apps like First Rounds on Me and dating apps in general just like really limit. It makes it there's less pressure around putting yourself out there, but that doesn't mean that the work still has to be done the work doesn't have to be done once you actually are on that date with someone. Because the whole thing with First Rounds on Me is like, we help you with the initial step and the actual meeting the person, making that connection, but then it's up to you.
Right. Like you can't be a party pooper. Like you have to go in with your A game. Like nobody wants to hear you had a bad day. Like just
Right.
fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you become it. That's what I like. You mentioned like workout classes. Like I met a guy once in a Barry's class. Horrible date. Horrible. It was went to like a Barry's class, then coffee. I don't need to be running at a 12-mile-per-hour sprint next to someone I'm getting coffee with after.
See, that I don't remember, but
it was a one-time day. I think he was gay, to be honest.
Oh, but you also met somebody in a Barry's class that you didn't date him, but he became a friend.
Who?
Fish. Swedish.
Oh, Eric. Oh, I love Eric. Yeah.
Fish.
No, I met, he's from Sweden, which is why she's saying, no, I met him outside of Barry's class. Yeah, he's a friend now. That's funny.
But that's such a nice organic, that goes back to being aware of your surroundings. I mean, yes, you're working out, so you don't have to like check out everybody, but just, I mean, it could happen in the supermarket. I mean, you could be there like grabbing an orange and who knows? Looking for a banana.
Looking for a ripe, long banana. The last one I had was asking to be set up. I think being set up is an amazing thing. I think can get tricky in the sense where it's like, oh, you're single, or like you're gay, you should be together. You obviously want it to be a compatible match. But I think from the single person perspective is letting your friends and family and whatever peers, colleagues know that you're down to be set up. Because some people might not go out of their way to set you up if they don't think you want that. So like
Right.
vocalizing like if you ever
Do you
meet
know
anyone,
anyone?
right?
Yeah.
Do you know anyone? Or if you ever meet anyone, like let me know. Like I am open to being set up.
And I think that is fantastic. But you know me, I'm kind. Like I want people to be happy.
No, I think setting people up is like a very kind
I'm
gesture.
helping my friends now, like who are now finally talking to their daughters and, you know, just bringing up the good energy. Because moms, we're your friends.
Right. I think being set up is a great opportunity to meet people that you're just not connected with. I say the same thing about dating apps, but
And you met your guy now.
yeah, I
was
met my
set up?
boyfriend through getting set up.
Ooh, boyfriend.
Who you're so lame.
Who, by
But-
the way, I'm meeting tonight.
Yeah, so
But we're not
yeah.
going to talk about it.
No, we're never going to talk about it out of respect for privacy. But I think being set up is a beautiful thing.
It is. It's nice. But I think some people also maybe don't set people up with people. Like I've tried to set you up with people and we you know, I ask and follow up, but I don't know. I think it's lame that people don't.
Once
Do it?
someone gets set up. So for example, my friend Jenny. Hi Jenny. She's a nice little listener. She set my boyfriend and I up, and like once you set the person up, it's out of your hands. I
Correct.
think. Like
You
I mean,
don't
she
start
was so
asking
cute in the
questions.
sense of like just checking in, making sure like I was okay because she obviously knew I was like so in from the get go. But I
You
think
were. I forgot to ask you questions,
yeah.
which we're not going to invade your privacy. But all you've ever said
We're not
since the
gonna
beginning is he's the best.
Oh yeah.
The best.
No, he's delicious.
So I don't really know anything because I just all right. So
Well,
he's the
good
best.
thing you could pick his brain tonight.
I didn't know
but-
you were all in from the get go.
Absolutely obsessed
Okay.
since day one. But once you're set up with someone, the person who sets you up, it's kind of out of your it's
Right,
out of
right.
their hands. Like, and I think what's important around setting someone up too, which Jenny was so great about, is like there was like no pressure around it. Like if it doesn't work out, it's not
Doesn't
it
affect
doesn't
your
matter. It doesn't
friendship
affect
or
us.
whatever.
Right, exactly. Team setup, love. Team dating apps, team setup, team putting yourself out there. We could talk more about confidence, but we'll save that for another episode.
Right. Stop looking at your phone. Beware of your surroundings.
Unless you're on a dating app, but you're dating with intention. Like no more using dating apps and like swipe, like going crazy with your fingers
Well, you're
because
dating with attention, but in the beginning, I mean, when you're young, you could just date to date,
or at
have
least like
fun,
go on
and
a date
figure
for
out
a
what you
reason. If
want.
you want to just fuck them, like by all means, do that intentionally. Don't
Correct.
just like swipe through like it's Instagram.
Right. Okay.
At the end of the day, you're dedicating your time and you're wasting their time. So on that note, love you.
Love you more. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. I didn't think we would talk this long.
I know. Crazy.
Obsessed with you.
And I
Okay.
still have like packs of cards.
Oh my
Save it
God,
for next
great.
time.
Save for next time. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you to our new followers for tuning in and being along this journey. Feel free or please give us 5 stars, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Give us feedback
Yes.
if you want us to talk about something or not talk about something or do more of whatever it may be. But love you all.
Thank you.
Thank
Enjoy.
you.